What is up, A team? Welcome back. Awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day. Or not, depending on whatever who's awesome. And yes, I am back at it. I've been MIA for a couple days. Actually, been MIA since probably around Friday, Thursday, since March Madness. As you guys know, I took a couple days off. I was it felt good. It felt good to like take a couple days off and try to kind of recharge the battery. To be honest with you guys, so yeah, I think another clickbait title. I love you guys. Yeah, we're back at it with this. I think it's nice to sort of see over the weekend we had a nice little rally back. Nice to see that Bitcoin's back almost above 88,000. It's definitely tapped there. When above that, came back down slightly. We're starting to see the XRP and a lot of these other things are starting to work their way back, maybe a little bit more slowly than that of Bitcoin. But things are looking damn good. My Tesla is looking phenomenal. Got it at 225. It's sitting here up almost 25% on that investment. So things are looking good there. I just want to say what's up to everyone here. And before we jump into everything, I want to say hello. We got Seiko Hunt in the house here. What's up, Seiko? We got Fox Street. What's up, Tony? Gregor, Z Goals. Good to see you guys here. Crypto, if I missed you, I'm sorry, man. Ian, good to see you guys. Tim Shea, we got the Mayor Crypto in the house here. 808 Mimes. Good to see you. Otta Pops, Brett. Perfect. Well, I appreciate you guys all being here today. Like I said, it's been, I don't know, probably 5 days since I streamed. I've been MIA. It's, like I said, nice to sometimes step away and smell the roses while you're out there. And first off, let's jump into here because we can see right here, we're up to 2.87 trillion in terms of the market cap right now. Great to sort of see. We've come up pretty good over the last 5 days. You can see right now, 87, almost 88,000 for Bitcoin again, which is great. We got XRP down here at 243. Things are looking pretty good. I mean, the question is are we in a buy signal? Are we in, is it still sort of a accumulation signal? And I think for the most part, you can go back and see the markets here. Markets have turned around nicely today. Markets have actually turned around nicely even yet. Last week, we added almost like 1.5 trillion to the overall market, which is great. However, the consumer confidence came in really weak. It hits a 12-year low coming into today. And as you can see right here, it's tumbled down to 9.6 points to 65.2, the lowest reading in 12 years. So you can see that we've come down in terms of consumer confidence, meaning that people are probably a little bit more timid on where they think the economy is going to go, whether we're going to fall into a recession, things like that. So it is kind of sad to sort of see that. But I mean, in all reality, the markets are actually looking pretty damn good. I mean, we're starting to see a little strong rally coming back here. A lot of things have come out here. Jumping into it here with the tariff timeline. Tariffs have been probably the biggest killer when it comes to anything Donald Trump related, right? And you can see basically since you got sworn in, the markets have been in a pretty much of a big downfall. And a lot of it has to do with the tariffs and the reciprocal tariffs and everything that's going on there. But you can see right now that we are starting to regain confidence in the markets. We talk about a recession, but realize that when we talk about a recession, the bottom's usually in when the recession starts to be talked about. So if we are talking about a recession, just realize that most likely the bottom has been in. And, hopefully that's where everyone was buying in these opportunities, which I was calling the accumulation zones here. We're still in a nice little accumulation zone. Really, like I said, if you go back and you look at basically back in December, when we hit the tops here in December 3rd, we hit right up here around 289. We've pretty much been trading sideways. I mean, in all reality, yes, we went up and here on XRP, I'm looking at XRP here. You can see we went all the way up here to 340, but we've come back down and we've kind of traded sideways. When you actually zoom out on this is sideways trading. This is actually positive trading. And when you look at this is a bull flag to no end when you actually zoom out on this. And so, I mean, we've gone up and came down a little bit. Now we're consolidating. We're trading sideways. We're actually today, right now, we're almost at the exact same pinpoint of the 50-day EMA. So as you guys know, the 50-day EMA is sitting here around 240, 243 is where it's at, and our price is sitting here around 243.74. This is actually a good day. This is going to be the day where we see whether we're bullish or bearish when it comes to XRP pricing. So really good to sort of see that. Hey, Austin. What's up, Lloyd? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you guys. We got Trent in the house here. What's up, Trent? We got Big B. Andrew, yeah, clearly controlled. Yes. What's up, Deb? Good to see Deb. Where you been, Austin? You ever hear of separation anxiety? Big B. Yeah, no, I had to take some, sometimes you just get just with everything going on, man, I was like, I took a couple days off. March Madness came in here. I just, we had a lot of things going on with soccer and the kids, and I was like, you know what, dude, like we're just gonna take basically a week, like the weekend off, and I took 5 days off: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I took 5 days off. It's actually kind of nice. Like I said, sometimes it's nice to recharge your battery a little bit and get back into this. Dude, how much of your bag would you sell at the peak of the bull run? Dude, it all depends on the bull run, man. It all depends on where we're at. I mean, if let's just say that we go up 100%, I probably won't sell a whole lot. I probably only sell like maybe 10% of my bag. I mean, because it didn't really give me anything out of it. I probably sell some of my swings or some of the things that I got in there, but I probably wouldn't sell a whole lot of it. Now, if we go up and let's just say that Bitcoin goes from 88,000 to 250,000, I'd probably sell a good like 60, 70% of my bag. Maybe less than that. It could probably be like 50% of my bag. I'd probably sell like 50% of my bag if it got up to that pricing. And then I'd probably hold on to the rest. Because again, I mean, my Bitcoin, I'm not getting Bitcoin again for $21,000. I'm not getting Ethereum again for $700. I'm not getting XRP again for 30 cents. I'm not going to get Hbar again at 5 cents. I just don't feel like those are going to come back down, even in the bear. So, it's kind of crazy to say that, but I'll probably, anything that I've accumulated at a higher price, I'll probably offload, right? And try to keep my lower priced cryptos. So yeah, probably, I mean, depending on how high we go, it could be anywhere from 50% to 10%. I mean, honestly, that's probably the window right now to be real with you guys on that. But it really just depends on how good we do. I mean, you got Michael Saylor out here talking about how, we're going into the $1 million Bitcoin. $1 million Bitcoin. I mean, imagine that, dude. Imagine $1 million Bitcoin. And people doubted when Bitcoin was $1 that it would ever hit $100, that it ever hit $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. And here we are talking about that. So, for it to hit $1 million, $10 million, I think it's very likely. I mean, what's holding it back at this point? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot's holding it back. So yeah, Bitcoin definitely, and I think everything else follows. So that's kind of where I'm at. I thought the Granny Love grabbed you in the soccer game. Should miss less messages, but chat is so fast. Oh yeah, I don't know if I put I thought I put subscriber mode on, so maybe it is. Bro, did you get an XRP tattoo? No, definitely did not. I'm trying to get a million, man. We need $20 XRP. $20 XRP would be great. $20 XRP would be great. I definitely is it going to hit $20? Is $20 XRP going to hit this bull run? It's going to be tough to say. Like I said, I think that we're in for a super cycle here. You got to think, we haven't even, as much as there's been turmoils in the market, and I've been saying this, dude, like everyone's freaking out about the market. And it's kind of like, and I get it. I completely get it. But in all reality, dude, like it's really not that bad. I get that, this stuff right here is kind of triggering to a lot of people that have entered. A lot of people that are upset are the people that entered the market super, super late, right? And when I say super late, they entered the market in December, January. The people that are upset are the people that entered at that time frame, and I completely get it, right? Because you're sold on crypto, you're sold on the first president that's ever going to come out and be positive of crypto when it comes to U.S. Like I get all the hype behind it, and it's been kind of a letdown. But when I someone who's been in crypto for so long, it's hard to be upset about it. Like I'm not upset at all. Like it does suck. Like yeah, it sucks to wake up and see your portfolio down or not be at the position that it's at. But dude, these are such great opportunities, for anyone that's in crypto. If you were not buying during this era, during this time right here, I don't know, there's nothing I can do to save you at that point. I mean, we're really, I mean, even when this hit 76, I mean, you're up, what is that? 15% on one of the number one assets in the world, 15% in roughly not even 20 days, dude. 18 days, you're up 15% on the number one asset in the world. So I can't help you, you know what I mean? In all honesty. But I zoom out and I look at this, even XRP. I look at XRP and I'm like, everyone's upset with XRP. And I'm going, I'm kind of baffled as to why we're upset with XRP. The pricing, I mean, yeah, the pricing is not where it should have been, but I mean, it's still such a really, really good looking chart. If your average is 247, how much would you sell before the bear market? 247. I mean, honestly, you'd have to get dude, before I sell a flow fuss. I mean, if I put let's just say I put $100,000 in at 247, I'd at least want to get to $5, right? I want to make 100% out of my profit, and I'd probably sell it all. I'd probably sell it all at that price, dude. If it got up to $5, I'd probably sell it all. If it got up to $10, I'd probably sell It depends on, I put $100,000 in. I'd probably sell, 50% of it, dude. I'd probably take my $200,000 and, and hold on to that and invest that into the next run, or and hold 200,000, or you could sell 75% of it and hold on to 100,000. Get your, get 3/4 of it out of there and keep your 100,000 in to, at the 247 range. You could do that as well. That's probably what I would do. It's probably just leave in what I invested at 247 and take out all the profits at that price. Like for me, if it got, we're sitting here at 30 cents. So it's like when I think of 247, I mean, we're up like what, 700%. So it's like, it's easy. Like I said, it's really easy for me to say that because my average isn't 247. You know what I mean? So it's like, and that's why sometimes it's hard to say because, when I say I'm only going to sell 50% of my bag, well, majority of it's at 30 cents. So, 50% sell would be huge, right? But for you at 247, I'd probably almost sell it all. Adam, thanks so much for renewing your membership, man. It's good to see you, buddy. Hope all is well. And thanks for rejoining the membership, dude. Appreciate that a ton, dude. It's not having real expectation. People need to stop taking huge gambles. Yeah, huge gambles that's part of the market. So people take gambles, man, big time. Beams up 35% on the week. Hell yeah, Hogzilla. Yeah, I got to respond to you on the. I got your DM. I got to respond better on those things. I see them come through, but sometimes I just don't have the time. My portfolio has been in the green since that last run. Nice, bro. 100% strange, bro. I'd almost last week from uploading videos myself. Nice, Tony. You're uploading some videos. Nice. Yeah, recharging is huge, man. Go out and touch some grass. You know what I mean? We always say, go touch some grass. It's good for you, dude. It's good for the mental health side of it all. But as you can see, so he's sworn in, market's rebounding. Obviously coming out right here, he launches the USD one. I told you guys that stable coins are kind of like the NFT of crypto right now. Everyone's trying to launch a stable coin, and it's because there's so much money to be made in stable coins. Just like there's so much money to be made in wallets, there's so much money to be made in a lot of these things because people will move their assets into a stable coin. You get fees off of that. And you can control it, right? So a lot of these stable coins come out here. They mint new cryptos, or they mint new, like look at Circle, dude. Circle's always minting new USDC. You got Tether out here always minting new Tether, right? It's just a way to control the dollar. It's a way to control crypto and people who put money into a fully backed stable coin. So trust me, there's a lot of money in these stable coins here. So it wouldn't doubt me that Trump and the World Liberty Finance did this. I mean, it's like the number one thing out here. It was the number one thing out here when this got announced today on CNBC here, which I thought was pretty crazy. The good thing is it will be pegged to the US dollar and be backed by short-term US government treasuries, which is the same with the RLUSD. RLUSD is doing the exact same thing, or they're doing the exact same thing as RLUSD. So USD1 is like basically a replica of RLUSD. Now the big thing here is that these things are going to be on multiple chains out here. So I think they said 7 different chains these things will be on. So that'll be kind of interesting to sort of see how that plays out. But just look at the growth of all of these stable coins coming out here. There's so many like new stable coins coming out. And it's just super crazy when you start to think about how many stable coins. I mean, this is kind of like a CBDC. Like stable coins are kind of like CBDCs in a way. In all reality, I think that they are. They kind of are like the central banking, digital currency of like the time. So it's like this backdoor way of saying that like we're not going to do CBDCs, but we're going to create stable coins that kind of act as a CBDC. So it's kind of funny to me, man. Everyone's mad and upset about it 275 or higher. It's probably true. Click on just time to hear some brag about Tesla stock that I don't have. Yeah, Tesla's done well, man. I was saying at 225, I was like, dude, this is crazy. It's come down so much. It's going to bounce back. And you got to think, dude, Cynthia Loomis just came out here, or what's her name? I actually saved I bookmarked the speech that she was giving about Tesla. I think it was Woods who brought it up here. Kathy Woods. I had Loomis in my head, but Kathy Woods comes out here and she talks about how Tesla will 10x by the end of the decade, surpassing an $8 trillion evaluation. So, I mean, imagine an $8 valuation, $8 trillion valuation for Tesla. You got to think, dude. They're here in June. They're going to start their robotaxi service in Austin, Texas. No one has been able to put a value on that, by the way. There's no value on what that would actually equate to. Like, dude, anyone that's doubting Tesla, you're crazy, bro. You're crazy. I get that you might not like Elon. I get that you might not like other, but do not doubt the business of what Tesla is. It's not a car manufacturer, dude. It's a technology company. Always has been. It's the mind game. I got at 210 and accidentally hit the sell button at 254, so I had to put it back in at 254. Dennis, I get you, man. Sometimes that happens. You know what I mean? Definitely hit double digits this year. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I think we're gonna hit though. I mean, I think we have a good chance. This is a big question. Is can XRP reach 5 this week as SEC? I don't think it's gonna reach 5, but there are some good things coming up this week. As you guys I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the good thing is that here on Thursday, we'll actually have a pretty good idea of where this thing goes with the SEC. So it says right here on Thursday, March 27th, the SEC commissioner will conduct the official vote to end their appeal against Ripple. Official announcement will follow shortly. So right now, March 27th is the big day for Ripple. We'll actually sort of see what it is. Because as you guys know, when Brad Garlinghouse came out and talked last week about this, it was basically saying, hey, they've ended their pursuit of us, but they haven't actually ended the lawsuit yet. So the official vote to end this will come here on March 27th, which is literally 2 days from now. So we'll actually kind of hear where this is. And as you guys know, the vote is expected to happen with the incoming chair, Paul. Will have his first nomination hearing at the Senate Banking Committee coming up this week as well. And it says, if confirmed, Atkins' term will not end until 2031. So we're going to have an SEC chairman in ahead of the SEC till 2031. So even after Trump's term is over, we got someone who's going to be ahead of the SEC for quite some time. So who's pro crypto? That's what we want. Who's someone who's pro crypto. So again, it says right here, speculations are heating up because as you guys know that if they drop the case with XRP, that's going to open up the door to be able to file for an IPO. And so a lot of people are speculating that XRP is going to boom in price. I would probably hedge that knowing we have the information coming up here in March, or sorry, here in 2 days, there probably could be a breakout coming up because of maybe it's just a buy them rumor. It's the rumor sell the news event type deal. People are going to probably speculate, buy into it. It's probably going to rally and then come back down to a certain price point. But again, knowing that this could come to an end here is actually pretty badass, right? It's something that we've all been waiting for. And I think a lot of us are hoping that this actually reaches new levels based off that. But again, temper your expectations. I think a lot of people get a little bit excited about it, thinking it's going to go up there, and it doesn't meet your guys' expectations, right? But over time, when I say over time, meaning, in the next 6 to 12 months, I think anyone who owns XRP should be satisfied with owning it. That's basically what it comes down to. SEC case dismissal, Ripple now suing them, no price increase. What moves the market? We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't think they're going to come back and sue the SEC, dude. I don't see that happening. But Chick-fil-A walking distance from you, nice, dude. Chick-fil-A is legit, dude. 15 minutes late, but I made it. What's up, Scott? What's your take on Hbar struggling to pass 20? Well, 20 cents 5 is kind of that's the level it's got to meet. You can see right here, I put this down here. So 20 cents 5 right here, which is this white line, is kind of the area that we got to get over, right? This is the area that we got to get past. Because as you can see right now, we're trading around the 200-day EMA right now. The 200-day EMA is around 19.7. No, it's right around the 20-day EMA is right around, where's it at? Let me go to my line here. Yeah, 19.5 right now. 19.5 is where 19.45 is where the 200-day EMA is, and we're at the 19.74. So again, we got to get above here. We got to start climbing back up and meet this, because as you can see right now, the 50-day EMA has actually crossed over the 100-day EMA on the day chart. So as you guys know, I usually look at this day chart. So these averages are starting to move up here, and I think the meeting point is right here around 20 cents 5. So that's kind of where I've always stayed, where it should be at. You could probably see where the volume's at. You can see there's a lot of support at these levels here, or you got a lot of support levels here. Not much support at this level, versus you can see how much got actually purchased here at 28. Look at that buy. This is going to be a massive amount. There's going to be so much resistance here at 28. It seems like that's probably the average price for a lot of people who bought into Hbar is right around 28. Look at the volume right there. So again, not a ton of support at these levels. So obviously we got to rally back up here, but definitely in a zone right now where we got to get past this 200. We're lingering right on the 200-day EMA. If we can't break that, it's probably not going to look too good for Hbar, to be honest. Sold some XRP to buy a fraction at 0.66 Bitcoin. Hey, dude, Bitcoin's legit, man. I was just saying, Bitcoin's never sleep on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is always the granddaddy of them all. Why is Hbar so flat? I think it's there's a lot of exhaustion in the market. You could think when this thing was rallying right here, everything else was falling. So, when this thing actually went up here, we had to hit this 28 mark right here, which is where a lot of people sold off. They either broke even or they sold for profit right here, which caused this to come back down. When you look at a lot of these other things here during those time frames, right? So let's go back to Hbar here. This is what on March 2nd. I think Hbar was March 2nd as well. Yeah, you can see we had these breakouts here, but for some reason, Hbar is just not recovering like it was before, but no different than XLM. I mean, a lot of these things are in the same boat. Even Link, look at that, dude. We're all in the same boat here. I don't think Hbar is too far off of where a lot of the other charts are. Like I said, XRP has been super resilient, always looking pretty good. XRP has had even when you look at Bitcoin's chart, right? We can actually overlap. Let's actually overlap Hbar here. Look at that. I mean, I think that when you start to look at this, Hbar is obviously in the pink. You can see Hbar is actually not looking too much different than anything else here. The crazy thing is that when you start to look at it compared to that of XRP, it just looks so much different. Like XRP is such a strong chart that makes everything else look worse. So I guess what I should do is do it with XRP versus let's do it with XRP. Let's do the layover with XRP. Maybe that'll be a little better here. Let's actually do it with Binance. Let's do a new price scale. There we go. And then let's go to Hbar. So you can see the difference, the gaps right here, but you can see that's so the pink line is now XRP. And you can see right here, it's even falling more so with Bitcoin. So it's actually pegged more closely with Bitcoin, but it's still performed actually pretty well. It's actually performed pretty on par with Bitcoin. But when you start to look at like the other ones here, I mean, look at that. This is XRP. You got Chainlink, right? You got Hbar. Hbar is not that far off. And then you look at XLM. Like look at the gap between XLM and them. I mean, so Hbar has actually been holding pretty strong. Yeah, it's kind of it's been flat. It's been trading flat since the Hbaricon and everything else. But in all reality, it's not looking horrible. I'm kind of like look at XRP and Ethereum, dude. It's not even on the same playing field. I mean, you got to think Ethereum's like look at this. It has a death cross. It has the major death cross on the day chart, dude. Like that's scary to hit that this decline like that. That is like the death cross right there. You have the 50-day now crossing over the 200-day right back here on February 13th. And it just keeps going down, dude. It hasn't even caught back up. So hasn't even found a bottom yet. So that's kind of scary for that if you're thinking about let's see here. Oops, let's get out of here. There we go. All right. If you have 500 XRP and want to buy something else, what would your top thing? Solana, Doge. I'd probably stick with Hbar. I'm not Doge or Hbar. I'm not really big into Solana. Pinocchio, what's up, man? We missed you, buddy. What's up, Amanda? Hope Hbar will be okay this year. Oh, yeah, Hbar is going to be fine, dude. Hbar strong, man. There's no other hash graph out there, right? There's a lot of blockchain layers out there, but there's nothing like a hash graph. So, I don't think I'm going to regret holding XRP, dude. Bro, my Discord is all wicked out. Why is that? Dave's dog Zoe, thanks so much for the $5 super chat, dude. St. Louis Dave, do you know if Swift is owned by a company or Swift a code the global community used to transfer money? I think Swift is more of a global. Yeah, it's more of a global community. I think Swift is. I think you got a bunch of companies, or you got a bunch of countries and people that are coming together to help run Swift. So I think it's more of a global organization that uses the transfer of money, and that's where like XRP. Everyone talks about XRP. Taking out Swift. And I think it's very clear now that that's not the goal for XRP. XRP is there to challenge Swift. I think it's there to, be something different than Swift. I think it's there to really do that. I wouldn't say that it's trying to partner with Swift or be that of Swift. I think it's trying to, be better than Swift. I think it's actually trying to provide a service very similar to Swift, but completely different in terms of a blockchain. So, yeah, I think they're more of a competitor than they are anything else. So, that's kind of where I'm at with XRP and Swift. Again, which goes back to my conspiracy theory of why I think the SEC went after XRP was because they were taking a lot of stuff away from Swift. I think Swift is going to continue to do what Swift does. Just my opinion. So I've been holding my Hbar, but afraid more. My DCA is 29. You're working your way in there for sure. Bearish on XRP. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are bearish on just crypto, man. A lot of people are bearish on crypto. All right. So it says right here, legal experts predict that SEC could slash Ripple's fine from 125 to 10 million. It says with the SEC dropping its appeal, one of the attorneys speculate that the parties would agree that Ripple pay a significantly lower fine instead of the 125 million. It says Ripple might pay around 10 to 12 million. It says Ripple made this proposal in April 2024 while responding to the SEC's motion for remedies, where it demanded. Remember, the SEC demanded $2 billion from Ripple, and they came back and Ripple said that they wanted to pay a civil penalty of $10 million. The company also asked the court to dismiss the commission's plea and prejudgment interest. However, Judge Torres ignored the party's request and ordered the defendant to pay $125 million in fine. It says last week, obviously, Ripple CEO Brad Garwenhouse disclosed. Let me get my head out of the way here so you guys can see. Said that Ripple intends to reclaim the 125 fine and have an injunction dropped. He highlighted these demands as possible conditions for the company to consider before it drops its cross appeal. So he said the company had paid the $125 million fine into an escrow account. So that's a big positive right there, is that $125 million was actually put into an escrow account for the SEC right here. So they're asking for, obviously, a drop in how much they actually pay. So maybe it does go down to that pricing. Says the SEC commissions are expected to approve the dismissal of Ripple's appeal at a closed meeting this week, which is March 27th. Says the commission will issue a statement confirming it is no longer pursuing an appeal against Ripple. And I think when that actually happens, we're gonna see some fireworks, right? So we'll see what happens here. I mean, I think it would be cool. You could see that. What's the company? Is it Gemini? Is it Gemini? No. There's a company coming out here dropping an IPO. Can't think of who it is, but they're it could be one of the largest IPOs in history, and I think Ripple should be right there with it. Like the stream or feel shame forever. Moto 18, appreciate you, man. Swift will stay Swift. XRP will create rails for Swift to work on. Yeah, I don't think that XRP and Swift are going to be like partners by any means. I think that Swift will continue to be Swift, like you said, and I think XRP is going to try to challenge the norms of what Swift brings. And I think eventually people are going to start to realize how important it is to not have your money held up in Swift or, on a global scale. It's not just the United States, but on a global scale, be able to move money freely without, banks or people out there trying to deplatform you. I mean, Swift's another one of those, banks out there that deplatform you because you held Bitcoin, or they deplatform you because you have, you said things that you practice your free speech, and they didn't like it, so they canceled your bank account. Like that's Swift. Like I would again, I'm not down with that kind of stuff. I'd rather be able to move my money freely without anyone trying to put rails on it. Time to retire, boys. 688 XRP. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. But that's kind of a predictions right here, is that we're going to have a reduction in penalties, and we'll see. We'll have a lot more to know about here on Thursday with the SEC and where this all goes. But I definitely see XRP probably doing decent with whatever the outcome is. We know that the appeal is going to drop. We know that there's going to be some positive news. So if you're doing the buy the rumor, sell the news event, this is a buy the rumor, sell the news, right? You should be buying the rumor to sell the news here on Thursday. So typically XRP does very well when positive news comes out. Should we be buying more XRP? Austin, what's your Cardano price prediction? Cardano's a rough one, dude. Cardano's been rough. I don't know if it's going to get back to its all-time highs of the last run that it was here, but I mean, Cardano should do okay. Is it going to get back to $3? Maybe. It's just such a slow mover, dude, and it's lost so much of its value, and it's still struggling to regain its value. So it's kind of hard to say with Cardano. But I mean, yeah, I definitely hope it gets back up to the dollar, at least to the $1.40 of where a lot of people bought out. That's for sure. I definitely hope that Cardano does that. You bought that Sunday at $1. Oh man. Yeah, I'll be here streaming on Thursday. Yeah, I don't know if I'll stream the exact time the event comes out, but I'll definitely be here to stream for sure. And I just realized that my lights changed in the background. I don't know if I like it. Let's go back to white. Whoa. There we go. Maybe that's a. All right. Let's see here. It's gonna happen so fast that if you don't cash out, you won't lose the chance to gain. Yeah, just make sure you put in your stop losses. You know what I mean? That's what you gotta do. Do you have a Shaman wallet? Is it air gapped with the Pure wallet? I don't. That's a good question, Lloyd. No, I do not have a Shaman wallet, and I don't know if it's actually air gapped with Pure wallet. So you can see I retweeted Pure wallet today with their announcement that they're going to be going to the Dubai blockchain for life to launch the Pure Chain. So as you guys know, Pure Chain will be launching later this month or later this year. Sorry, which will be then the Pure Wallet will be the interface for the blockchain out there. Which, as you guys know, the Pure Chain will be the first auto mining blockchain that allows it's going to be a mining blockchain, and the Pure Wallet will allow you to have the interface to mine. So yeah, pretty cool to hear that announcement, and that's a big step for NS Labs, Pure Chain, and Pure Wallet. So pretty stoked about that. What's going on Thursday? Oh, the SEC, you can see right here. Where's it at? It's right here. Sorry. Right here that on Thursday, March 27th, the SEC commissioner will conduct the official vote to end their appeal against Ripple. So that's the big thing here. So the in-laws by XRP. Any thoughts on Ondo? Yeah, Ondo's good. I mean, it's trying to. I think everything's trying to recover, dude. But Ondo, being that they're chasing after like real world assets and stuff like that. Tokenizing real world assets. I think that's the next big thing. So yeah, I think Ondo is going to do just fine, man. Oh, is it a cold storage similar to a pure? No. Shaman Wall is just a hot wall, dude. That's an interface for. It's just like the hash pack, which is for like Hbar. Shaman's kind of like that for XRP. Focuses on that blockchain. Yeah, Ondo. Yeah, Ondo's a good buy. XRP will replace with a metal that gold. No, I don't know about that, Adam. I don't know about that. So here's what it says. So, are you bullish or bearish when it comes to XRP? It says after 3 days of declines, XRP rebounded from March 23 lows of $2.38, indicating that bulls might be buying the dips. So that's positive to hear. It says the subsequent days, it pushed XRP above the watched SMA of the 50, which is the 50-day, moving average, to 242. At the time of the ride, XRP is down about 0.06%, not very much, but it basically says that if XRP successfully maintains above the SMA of 50 or the moving average of 50, bulls might gain an advantage and attempt to push it above 259, which is, again, we're right in this perfect timing of this Thursday. And so if you're, it's a risky business to be in crypto right now, to be purchasing these things. But if you're looking to try to make a quick buck, buy the rumor, sell the news event on Thursday coming on up. You guys should know this by now. It's a buy the rumor, sell the news. And the rumor is that the SEC is going to drop their appeal. It's probably going to make XRP go up in price. So if you're looking for a nice little day trade or, whatever you got going on there, just realize that it's, has a chance to get up to above, 259. So that's a good price to sort of see. We do know that there's massive support right there above the 236 level. So that's good to know. So again, if your average price is above that, you should be in a good spot. So HBAR prediction and when? Well, I've always said that I think that this run, right? Whatever the run begins, I definitely think that HBAR, I'm pushing the two. My overall push for HBAR before I really start to sell my bag is like $2. $2 is kind of like where I'm at. When does that happen? Shoot, at the pace we're going at, we're gonna have 3 rate cuts this year, dude. We're gonna have more than. You guys saw with Dr. DJen coming on Thursday after the FOMC meeting. We looked at the dot plot. We saw that what the announcements were. There's going to be rate cuts coming, dude. It's going to force Jerome Powell's hand. It's going to happen, dude. May will be our first rate cut. I think May comes and we'll have our first rate cut, followed by 2 more rate cuts. And on top of that, we're going to have probably the Senate and the House are going to probably pass a pretty good tax package. And when that all happens, we're going to rally back like none other, dude. Go back and look at 2016, the end of 17, when Trump came into office and did something very similar. We rallied like none other. Dude, we had a great bull run in 2016, 2017. So we're dude, just relax. I think that come towards the end of Q3 going into Q4, we're going to have a rally, guys. So just accumulate right now. Be patient. Accumulate. Again, that's all I can probably say. And I hopefully here towards Q4 of 2025, we start to really prosper off of our patience for those gains. That's kind of where it's at. Mm. Let's see. All right here. Yeah, Stewart came out and just right here 3 minutes ago said the final crossing of the T's and dotting of the I's and what should be my last update for the SEC Ripple forever. Last week, the SEC agreed to drop its appeal without conditions. Ripple has now agreed to drop its cross appeal. The SEC will keep 50 million of the 125 million already in interest in escrow, with the balance returned to Ripple. The agency will also ask the court to lift the standard injunction that was imposed earlier at the SEC request, all subject to commission's vote, drafting and final documents, and usual court process. Dude, that is freaking awesome, bro. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Like that's the best case scenario for everyone. Like, hell yeah. That's exactly what you want to see, dude. That is badass, dude. So yeah, kudos to XRP and XRP Army, dude. Like, I mean, this is kind of what you want. And like you said, that's all, folks. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better thing than that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what's up, Adam. Yeah, that's on his he just posted that 3 minutes ago. So dude, hell yeah. Just tweeted 50 million fine settled. Yeah, that's awesome. Dude, the 125 million was the original, not down to 50, so they cut it almost 60%. Dude, that is good, dude. That's really good. Let's see here. Yeah, that's super good, dude. I gotta shoot. Kudos to X. Oops. Come on. Yeah, 5 minutes ago, right there. Bam. Can't beat that, dude. That's some good stuff right there. Any thoughts on Brett? No, I don't mess with that. SEC should keep nothing. That money should go to holders. It'd be cool if they actually get paid it in XRP, added it to the fund. We might have a fun day after all. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the price here. We'll see if there's any price action. Tomorrow Thursday should be a good day. When it actually gets announced, it should be a pretty good day. But we'll see the hour charts here. You can see over the hour, it's gone up. It's slightly gone up. It's kind of been flat, but we should have a nice little kickback here. People are going to start to realize that XRP is a big time player now with the SEC not coming after them anymore. So I think a lot of people are waiting for that to happen. Credit the ATM. What's up, Joe? Good to see you, man. Well, yeah, he said the rest will go back to them. So I think that's what he said in the right here. The SEC will keep 50 million of the 125 million fine already in an interest-bearing escrow and cash, with the balance returned to Ripple. So they're going to get back $75 million back to Ripple. So that's pretty badass. That's pretty badass to see. You got to have Dr. Gene on more. That was a great stream. Oh yeah, definitely. He's he's just a busy dude. So trying to catch him with all his stuff is tough. Yeah, we'll have him on more. Austin should make a meme coin called EQ Plus, and our group alone would create a pool of, and if our coin follows life accordingly, anyone in predicament could cash out. Do you feel Ripple might go for an IPO now? Oh yeah, I definitely think so. I think an IPO is. Why would you not? Why would you not do? An IPO. If you have the opportunity to do an IPO, you definitely take that opportunity. And Trump with hat. Do you know the X and XRP is a symbol, right? I don't know. We'll see. But even off that announcement right now, the XRP is kind of a little dormant still. Hasn't really blown it back up. But the good thing here is that we still have a chance to get back here above this 259 level, which is a major level of support here. And I think by Thursday, I'm hoping that we're back up above that level. we've made a nice little climb out of this hole that we're in. You can see, I mean, right? We hit a low right here. We created a newer high to a newer low to a newer high. You know, now we're coming down, you know, to a newer low right here. And now we're coming up and hopefully create another high. And that we continue to build out of the hole that we've created since we've come down from up here, which was way back over in January. You should buy a plant wave. What is that? Good luck with that mortgage. You need to work on seeing your dad in person more often. I know. He's coming up here. He'll be up here 2 days. 2 days he'll be up here, so I'll see him there. We're gonna do taxes. So we'll have the taxes out. So maybe I'll have him on stream since he'll be up here. Maybe he'll come on stream with me since we'll be hanging out in person. I wonder if Ripple will get the official ruling. Yeah, I think they're going to on Thursday, bro. I mean, it comes down to a vote, so we'll have to sort of see. We broke the 220s. Let's celebrate. Yeah, 225, right? We're well above the 225 mark. That's all I can say, dude. I'm just happy we're above the 225 mark. 225 right there. Boom. Right in the middle of a fair value gap. Or sorry, right in the middle of a golden pocket. Look at that, dude. Between the 618 and the 65. Boom. 225. And it hit perfectly multiple times. And now we're just rallying back up. So, yeah. Retail will not move the price, period. Yeah, probably not. Where does your dad live in relation to y'all? Dude, he's a nomad, bro. He lives in he spent 3 months in Durango, Colorado. Then he's down visiting my grandparents for a month, and then he's driving back up to the Oregon coast, which will be staying in an Airbnb at the Oregon coast for like 3 months, and then he heads back down to like New Mexico for like 2 months. Dude, he's all over the place, bro. So he doesn't live anywhere in relation to me. He just whenever he decides. You invested money against your house on a meme coin? Yeah, I don't know if I'd do that. Oh, that's good. That's actually really good to see, dude. Yeah, ceasefire on the energy infrastructure is fantastic. That's really good to hear. Oh, he really is a nomad. Yeah, dude. He's like, dude, like I told you, my father is special. He was previous special forces, right? So he was special forces in the Army. Did a bunch, he was a ranger. Then he went to Delta. Then he did a bunch of other things before he got out of the military. And then, he's always just kind of been. And then obviously he got into business. He's a big time businessman. Became a professor. Now, he's got his he's got his doctorates. He teaches, economics and finance at a couple institutions. And he's kind of it's always stayed to his core, bro. Like he's always kind of been like that, lone wolf out on the road doing his own thing. Like he goes hiking by himself out in the sticks for days. He goes, into the desert and does his thing. Like, dude, he's a wild man, dude. At 63 years old, dude, he's still out there killing it. Yeah, special forces. Yeah, I was special needs, 100%, dude. He was special forces. Loving life. Yeah, dude, like that's what it's about, man. And I'm like, hey, like do you, man. Do you. I'd never be like, you gotta be here, you gotta be there. Like I'm always like, hey, just do you, man. Whatever makes you happy. I support it 100%. No, I know F Joe. Does he own XRP? Good dude, to tell you the truth, I don't think he does. I don't think he actually owns XRP. They say that. 100, dude, Moto 18, yeah, special forces turn rich. He always said that I think like, one thing that, we always talk about like, hard times create, hard men then, create soft times or create soft, that's basically what it is. But like one thing about him is like, dude, like, he worked his ass off, right? To basically being like a high school dropout to joining the military, to, being in special forces, to doing what he's doing now. So he's kind of like, it's pretty wild. But it's been good because I mean the same ethic, work ethic that he had, he instilled in me. So it is kind of nice, and I've always been surrounded by that. So Papa is a bad dude. I tell you a story. There's a story, dude. Not to derail the stream here, but I was probably 13 years old. We went to a 4th of July party, And a bunch of people were out there, and a bunch of people were having drinking and booze and all this kind of stuff. We're all lighting off fireworks, and this like big guy, dude, big muscular dude, um, comes out of nowhere. Like he's out there, he's getting drunk and he's getting rowdy, and he ends up throwing a kid off of a balcony, dude. And the balcony is probably like 10 feet tall, and he ends up like throwing this kid off about like literally. When I say kid, the other kid was like 14, 15. And he ends up like they're like wrestling, playing around, and then the guy like actually pushes him over the balcony. He sort of falls off the balcony. I think it was probably like 8 feet tall, but the kid didn't get hurt, but the guy was just going crazy. Like guy was just going crazy. So, anyways, long story short, dude, my dad so what happened was the guy started like wrestling with me, and my dad didn't want to have any of that. So he ended up like tossing the guy on the ground, dude, and the guy was like fighting back, and he ended up like literally shattering the guy's shoulder and arm. Like he just put him in this crazy arm bar, dude, and just like completely shattered the guy's arm. And and I was just like, oh my gosh, and then we ended up like leaving the party. It was all crazy. Cops came, and we just like dipped out of there, the whole family. And we ended up letting off. We went to like a school park or like a school football field and like lit off fireworks the rest of the night. So like, dude, he was just like he's like a savage, dude. Like he just hits a point and it's like it's on. So that's one of the stories like where I was like, dude, that's when I knew my dad was a badass. That's when I was like, all right. Yeah. But he doesn't talk about any of it. Like he won't tell you stories about the military. He doesn't really talk a whole lot about it. Like honestly, I don't know anything about the military. I met a couple people from it, but like there's not a whole lot of stories that he'll tell. He doesn't talk about it a lot, right? I'm the only one that talks about it. He's not going to come out here and be like, yeah, I was in special forces. He won't say any of that kind of stuff. It's me telling everyone that. So yeah, he doesn't do any of that kind of stuff. Any more of the future tellers saying bye? Yeah, there could be. My brother and I are all military. I retired last year. Oh, dude, appreciate your service, man. What part of the country we wanted to settle in? Yeah, it's probably a hard time to try to figure out where to settle. You know what I mean? Yeah, he doesn't talk. Yeah, he won't talk about it. I usually don't because I mean he's, it's all There's nothing I don't want to even know. I don't even want to know, to be honest. I'm updating my training schedule when we talk. When can you post the kids' soccer schedule? We got soccer today, dude. We got soccer today. Markets should look good today. He sounds like yeah, kind of. He's really, really nice, but I mean, as soon as you push him, he doesn't want to go. Dad is definitely not alone. All the high performing military I know are like that. Yeah, Moto. It's pretty funny. I mean, high school dropout to teaching. That's why I always joke about it, dude. Like high school dropout to now teaching, a doctorate level. He's got his doctorates and he teaches at pretty decent size, institutions from an economic and finance standpoint. I'm like, how do you go from that? How do you go from a high school dropout to that? Like that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny, dude. I think Hbar is flat, dude. I'm not even sweating Hbar at all, dude. I mean, you can see XRP starting to get some legs now. XRP starting to climb back up. So here it goes. I think the news is just starting to circulate. 246. Yeah, XRP starting to. I think people just got the news. People are like, "Oh God, I got to buy before Thursday." XRP, hurry, guys, jump on it. Yeah, it's starting to climb now. 246.84, 247. Here we go. We're seeing the candle live. Let's see if we can hit 247 while we're live. We're gonna yep, there it is, 247. So yeah, XRP, you guys, XRP could have that potential, man. We started the stream at 243 today. 243, we started the stream, and already up a pretty good amount. It's starting to climb fast too. Damn, already up almost 2% since the stream started, dude. So wow, pretty impressive. Yeah, everything's going up right now. Yeah, XRP is just climbing nicely. Look at that. Damn, dude. 240, almost 248 right there. Everything's pumping. Anyone has a hypothetical realistic XRP in 2 years out? 2 years out? I mean, if we're, my realistic, like, I really, as long as I get above the $10 mark, like, I'm super pumped, dude. Like, even if I get above $7, dude, my 701, if we get above 701, dude, I'll be super ecstatic. SEC case closed. Yeah, they basically just announced it. Damn, look at that wick, bro. That definitely hit some buy orders right here, or some sell orders right here at 247. Dang. That thing came up fast, came down just as fast. Austin, you realize his girls' game just started? Austin just realized Pepe's pumping hard. Is Pepe coming up right now? All right. Is Pepe going up? Where's Pepe at? It's up 1.6%. Is it actually going up? The markets should be looking pretty good. We started the stream at 2.78 or 2.87 in terms of market cap, and now we're up to 288. So yeah, it's coming up slightly right now. But yeah, XRP is coming up nicely. Everything should follow pretty good. But H bar is just flat right now. I'm nothing sweating it. 702. Yeah, 702. I hope we maintain the pump. I hope so too. Oh, those are your volumes, dude. That's your volume on the chart. You can see like nice levels of support across the bar, right? Or across this trading. So it's going this way. You can look at volume in one or two ways here. So you can look at volume going up and down, like over here. You can see like basically you have volume down. Let me get your comment out of the way. You have like volume going up and down through these candles right here, and then you got volume coming across, which is across all of these levels of being traded. So that's kind of where it's at. It helps guide you with your support and resistance levels. We talking about Stewart's latest X post? Yeah, we did. It's kind of why it took a second for this thing to rally. It took a second for that to circulate for a lot of people to realize that, right? So a lot of people probably started retweeting that, which caused the market to jump back up here to 248, but it's coming down pretty. There's gonna be a nice little battle over some shorts. I bet you let's actually go. We haven't looked at CoinGlass. Let's take a look at CoinGlass real quick. Let's see. Liquidations. All right, so yeah, it's definitely wow. Look at that, dude. It hit this wall right here. You can see that. Look at that, dude. That's almost 15 million. 15 million followed by 18, followed by 24. I mean, dude, you got just in this area from roughly 248 to 249, dude. You got roughly what is that? 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Dude, you got like almost 100 and some odd $1 billion just right here from that's what it hit. It hit a wall right there, dude. That's what it did. It hit the short. The walls came in hot, dude. Dude, it hit a wall. That's what happened, dude. It hit a major sell wall. That's what it did. Same boat here. $10 would be phenomenal. Oh yeah, mathematically anything 15 plus, and we're looking back at I'm with you, Joe. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at as well. So, are you only interested, Austin? Any interest with ACH? Dude, I used to love ACH. I just it started to rally when everyone was jumping on it, but I mean, nothing against it. It's not something I invested in right now. Oh, dude, I wish they would. I really do wish they would. Best friend was a Green Beret. Never talked about it. A 7'3", 300-pound, a muscle teddy bear until you get him pissed. Yeah. Oh wow, dude. Sorry, he passed away. That's crazy, man. Yeah, it's kind of a crazy scenario. Having someone like that in your family or being friends with is always nice. But yeah, definitely learn not to talk about a whole lot of things with him for sure. When would it be good to get into Bitcoin again? I mean, I just had someone call me today. We were talking on the phone, and I was telling them like, Bitcoin right now. I mean, I wish people would when we were talking about it back here at 81, when this thing was coming down here the other day, we were talking about it down here at 81, 83. I mean, I think that this is kind of the area we were talking about this on stream. Like these are the areas that you should be buying for this rally right here. So anyone that was accumulating down here, which is what you should have been doing across the board, like not just with this, but I mean, even with XRP, we're down here at 225 levels. We're buying this literally not even 10 days ago. Dude, like 7 days ago, this is at 223, right? We were saying buy at 225. This thing rallies up again, right? Comes back down. Wednesday, March. I mean, then we rally again. I mean, these are the kind of like I just wish that people would start to actually practice it versus waiting for days like this where everyone's buying after it's already rallied up. You know what I mean? Like these are the perfect day, even right here at 81, which was back on the 18th. Now we're up pretty good, like almost 15%, right? Sorry, 15% from the bottom down here, but I think XRP is over 15%, right? If you were to get here at 225, like we were talking about, 225, I mean, you're up almost 10% right now. So that's a good little swing. That's a good little investment right there, you know? I feel like is a setup of billionaire. You think so? A conglomerate of billionaires? I don't know. People were talking about 190. Too late now. No more chips for dips. Sometimes it feels like that, right? No more chips to dip in. I was a Marine just trying to make it with crypto, but it's true. We got to talk about stuff, but civilians wouldn't understand. Yeah, it's true. I don't think a lot of people would understand. Um, Yeah, I'm not playing you know, again, Luis, I think that there's always a psychological factor into that, you know, talking about with tariffs and stuff like that coming in April. I mean, it was good to hear Trump come out and say that like not every country is going to get hit with the tariff. You know, there's not there he's going to be fair. So that's kind of nice to hear. So I don't know if it's going to be as big of an issue as a lot of the things said. The SEC, they'll probably post it on Thursday. Art of Read. It's going to come out on Read. Oh my God, buyers fatigue is real. Yeah, it really is, dude. Trying to accumulate is really hard. Having the patience to accumulate, knowing that there's going to be dips and rallies and all that kind of stuff, and just keep buying. That's a hard thing. 808 memes. It really is a hard thing. But once you do it and start to prosper from it, and you actually start to realize, like, okay, just like not stressing about the day to day and more focused on like what it's going to be like in a month or 2 months, I think you'll feel a lot better. There'll always be people or new peeps asking, when can I get in? I know. I'm with you, Deb. I know. Oh, you're good, Joshua Dodge, dude. No, no way, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're probably an awesome guy, regardless of that, dude. You're badass to them. Ex-Marine, dude. I mean, you served our country, dude. Like, not a lot of people can say that. I can't say that I served our country. I've never been in the military, so I mean, just that alone makes you a badass. So, I want to sell my Hbar for XRP, but I'm down. Yeah, I get that. The only reason I didn't serve, I almost died. I almost joined ROTC in college, but my dad was so against it. Like, I know him being in the military and going through all the stuff with his stuff. He did not want me to be in the military. He was like really adamant about me. He was so against me in the military that every time I got close to doing it, he would talk me out of it. He would talk me out of it. And so I just never, that's why it never went in. So yeah, he would always talk me out of it. That's like his biggest thing. And it's based off his experience with it. So, what's it good? Everyone just pulled up. What's up, Jordan? I sold mine some days ago. Would you sell XRP? Yeah, war's hell, and he knows that. Yeah, I think that's kind of what he always told me is like, do you really want to be in a foxhole, you know, or would you rather go out and impact in other ways? That's kind of what it was. For having family of military, I never understood in high school why nobody wanted me to go, but now today I understand. Yeah, yeah, I agree. The new people want to buy the green so bad they won't understand the red. I know, right? That's why it's a hard thing to understand. I've been building since November. Hell yeah, Deb. Yeah, we got to take better care of our veterans here in America for sure. The VA is just I know what my dad struggles with. Like the VA is so bad. They got to be better, man. We got to treat our VAs, way better. Our veterans got to be treated. I said VAs. Our veterans got to be treated like way better than they are. Any news on ETFs? Oh yeah, there was actually news on ETFs that just came out right here. Fidelity files for spot ETF with right here. So that's really good to see. And you can see right here, Trump media signs agreement to partner with crypto.com and launch ETFs. So there's that as well. So two good things right there. America just throws them away. Yeah, dude, I can't get on. I can't get on board with that kind of stuff. Blood rituals. You think so? Yeah, blood rituals for the elites, the wars. Yeah, it's just a pawn. It's just that's a weird, yeah. Oof. Oh, combat engineer. Okay, Chris P. That's awesome, dude. We got a lot of military in here. I love it, dude. I work at a VA and I am a veteran. I think the VA gets a bad rap. I'm sure there are some bad ones. Yeah, you're probably right, dude. It's probably more. It's just like going to like urgent care, right? Some urgent cares are really good, and some urgent cares are horrible. So probably the same thing with the VAs. I mean, they probably have really good VA hospitals, and they have really poor ones. So I know that the one in Oregon was pretty bad. The one in Portland, Oregon, Beaverton, Oregon, like Portland, Oregon, which is where he lived for a long time. My dad, he always would just be like, dude, it's like the Oregon VA is like one of the worst, you'd say. Um, yeah, Ken Love, I'm with you, dude. Tell Pops, thanks for paving the way. Yeah, you too, man. That's disabled veteran. Yeah, it's kind of a crazy thing when you think about it. Because he's my father's 100%. I think he's 100% disabled. Just with, I mean, dude, his whole like just everything about like, I mean, his arm is hearing. I mean, he's deaf in both ears. He's got like an ocular implant to like hear. His vision, one of his eyes is really bad. His right arm, his bicep, in when he went to Grenada, he ended up tearing his bicep really bad. So his bicep's been all effed up his whole life. You know what I mean? And so yeah, he's like beat up brutally, dude. Like trust me, man. Some of the veterans out there, some of the people that have been in combat, dude, like and just been in the military, they're significantly, not on top of that with the PTSD and all this stuff that you see and go through. Like I couldn't even imagine it, dude. I wouldn't even wish it upon any person to be part of. That's why I hate, like, I am so against wars, dude. Like that was like one of the number one things on the ballot for me. Coming up here was I was really, really against the wars. I think forever war should end. I don't think there should be wars. I don't think that we in this type with the technology that we have and everything. Like I truly believe that we should not be fighting wars, right? There should be some diplomacy. Everyone should sit at a table and talk about their problems and get over it. You know what I mean? Versus going out there and having people die over someone else's cause. Like I can't get on board with that. I've been against wars for a really, really long time. And that was like one of the number one things on the ballot for me, was to not be involved. My uncle lost an eye from Grenada fragment. Yeah, from a grenade fragment. Damn. No, I was saying from Grenada, that little, you guys know the little battle that was like where my dad went in with into Grenada. They went and saved a bunch of people, and he ended up getting his arm effed up in that whole thing. Joe Brewer, thanks so much for becoming a member of the A team. I think you've already, thank you so much for becoming a member of the A team. Officially becoming a member, and welcome, my friend. XRP, yeah, we're starting to roll. We're starting to rally up here. We're trying to get back above we hit that 248 and bounce back down. So hopefully we continue to rally out of this with that news. What caused this pump is probably Stewart's Post, who is the chief legal officer for Ripple, coming out here saying that the SEC agreed to drop its appeal without condition. So that's huge. That's huge. That's really why. Shannon, dude, thanks so much for the $9.99 super sticker. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here and always showing love and support, dude. Seiko, yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Wars aren't made for long term. Afghanistan proved that. Yeah, we don't need that stuff anymore, dude. My ex-wife lost another marriage when she played. Yeah, see, that's tough, dude. Gosh. That's tough, F. Joe. My son grew up wanting to join the Marines. I had him join the National Guard first. Yeah, I hated it, so he's able to get out of it. Yeah, if you can't take something by force, you'll hardly resort to diplomacy, though. Oh, if you can't take it by force. Yeah, that's the sad part. Can you review the sell walls for Hbar on CoinGecko? I usually, if I look at the sell walls, I'll go to Coinbase because, I mean, that's kind of where I trade. So let's look at Coinbase. I'll look at the trade walls sell walls on Coinbase here. Oh, it's going to ask me to log in. Jeez. Log me out. I go away for 3-4 days and it logs me out. So all the shorts on 248, 248 to 249. You can see that liquidation event right here. You can see the liquidations coming through here. Look at that. 248 has about 15 million. 248.4 has about 18 million. 248.7 has 24 million. 249 has 29 million. So, I mean, you do your math, and then all the way up to 250. I mean, you're talking like you're probably talking almost $200 million in shorts that are just chilling right here from 248 to 250. That's so much, dude. If it's true, the SEC will officially announce the case. Yeah, hopefully on Thursday, Liam. Hopefully Thursday they make the announcement. They're going to keep 75 million. They'll keep 75 million of the 125. I think they only have to pay 50. The SEC will keep. Oh, I see what you're saying. The SEC will keep it. My bad, dude. SEC will keep. Yeah, my bad. I read that wrong. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Does this mean that Ripple can continue to sell to institutions? Probably. Yeah, probably could. I got to update my profile pic. Don't we all? Don't we all? But yeah, it's good, setting us up for a pretty good day. I mean, overall, it's got nice to see that we're back. We're kind of rallying back up here. This will probably carry a lot of the cryptocurrency market upward. You know, you can see right now, Bitcoin got back above the 88,000 mark, so that's good to see. We lingered around this 88,000. Trying to get back up to the 89, into the 90s would be phenomenal, dude. If we can get back up to the 90,000, more for a psychological gain than anything. So that would be good to see. We got our durable goods orders a month to month coming here. We got our GDP growth rate coming. So that's actually going to be that's going to be our final right here. So we'll sort of see where this is going. The previous was 3.1. The forecast is 2.3. And you saw that there was a one that came out there said that our GDP growth was at a 1.7. So this could actually be a hit on the 27th of March, which is Thursday. So we'll see how that comes. And then you guys can see right here, we got the core PC. We got the price index coming in here on the 28th, which is going to be on Friday. We got the personal spending and the personal income. So we have actually a pretty good month here when it comes to what's coming out here. Thursday, Friday are going to be some pretty big days for the markets. Yeah, more market maker manipulations, not pumping, liquidating. I'm supposed to be building a website instead. I'm Queef, what's up, bud? Doing great. What's up, Lord? I was watching a granny throw hands in Victoria's Secrets in a short. Oh my gosh. I mean, I hope that we're back above the 259 marker. 259 marker would be really good for XRP. Get back up to the 260s. Could be nice to get back above this 259, which is, again, you can see right here, the 255 is kind of a level of, we'll hit some resistance up here. We're already on a good level of support right here at the 245, which again is right here at the 200, or actually it's at the, let me go to the day chart here. I think we're already at the 50-day EMA. Yeah, we're trading above the 50-day EMA, so that's good. We're hitting, this is a nice little sign, getting above the 50-day EMA right here. So moving average, and our goal is to get here above the 255. That's kind of where we want to be. Want to get back up here to the 0.382 zone on the fib. So we're starting to rally back out. So again, good levels. Hopefully we build out and then we can build up here. So yeah, it's actually looking pretty good. Let's go to the week. I haven't looked at the weekly chart in a minute, so let's take a look here at the weekly. Weekly's down right now. This is actually really good. We want the weekly to work its way back out. Again, once the weekly starts to break out, we tend to, as soon as we get above this 20% mark on the weekly, let me get the comment out of the way here. You can see right here, if we get out of the weekly, if we start to break out of it, things will look pretty good. You're already starting to see a breakout of the weekly for Bitcoin. So we want this to break out. We want this to actually break above. It needs to get above around the 30, right, probably around the 30% mark right here. As soon as we get above the 30% mark, we'll probably continue up in the bullish, in like a bullish fashion here. So that's kind of what we want to see. But if we stay below the 30, we could do something like we saw right here, where we come up, bounce back down, come up, bounce back down. We trade sideways like we did right here, which was pretty much all of 2024, which is right here. This is all 2024. So it would be nice to sort of build up out of here, but we could do something like this where we come up, we build up, fall back down, build up, fall back down. We could do the same thing through here until we, fall into May, or maybe even into, September, where we start to have a breakout again. So, that could happen. We could have a year long of this right here before we have another breakout. So just realize that. But hopefully we come back up here, get back into the 100,000 range and try, then trade sideways a little bit. That'd be nice. So who you got for opening day? I have no idea. But with all that, I'm going to be hopping off here. I've been on here for about an hour and 8 minutes. Yeah, as you guys know, I will not be on tonight. I do got soccer today. And I just appreciate everyone coming in, kicking it with me. Like I said, thank you guys for all your patience. I know I was gone for about 5 days. It felt really, really good. RSI is getting too high. The good thing is that the RSI right now is actually, we're down. It's definitely, we're in oversold territory right here. So that could be a good thing, but we'll see what happens. But with all that, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Love you guys a ton. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. So with all that, love you guys a ton. Peace out.